Are you looking to create a custom branded banner for your YouTube channel? If so, then stick around for this entire video because I'm about to break it down for you how you can create a professional looking banner for free using a simple tool called Canva. So watch all the way through the end. Now we are inside of my Canva account, so I'm about to show you how I created my banner right here. Okay, so I did it in Canva. I did not pay for anything other than Canva, and this video may sound like it's sponsored, but it's absolutely not. It's absolutely my favorite tool that I use in my business every single day, and I highly recommend it. And I was just talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I said, you know what, if I had to cancel all of my subscriptions that I use for my business, then Canva literally would be the last one. Like, that's one that I will never cancel. So let's break down how you make this actually look nice, because a lot of the times I used to be very much confused with the banner, because the first banner that I had on my channel, it took me about 4 hours to create. So I was just like, oh my gosh, like this shouldn't be this hard. And I had to keep moving things around because they just didn't fit properly. So with Canva, we are about to make this super, super easy. And actually, I used to use Canva before and this didn't work out. But all you have to do is you just search for YouTube channel art, right? And it's going to pull up this entire image. And obviously, this does not look anywhere near close to this one. So what I did is I downloaded this element, which all you have to do is basically just type into Google and find YouTube dimensions for the channel art, and you're going to find this image or similar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up as a background, and I'm going to go ahead and lock it so it doesn't move. So I can't edit it, I can't do anything. So you have to understand that the way YouTube works is they do cater the content for those who watch on TV, but also this is going to be happening really, really rare, right? So we have to make sure that we also dedicate our content and our YouTube towards those who watch on mobile, which is going to be the majority of the people. And this is the most important area, like this in the very center, that's the mobile area. Then the tablet, and then the desktop is going to be all the way like here. So what I'm going to do is I have a couple of branded images that I use for myself. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this one, and I'm going to go ahead and just like stretch it out just to not mess things up altogether. So we're going to do this and this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and change the transparency of this just for the time being. I'm going to make it like 40, 42, just so I can see the back of it. Okay, and for some reason, this doesn't always work. So now we can see stuff, right? Okay, so Canva can be pretty funky. So, you know what? I would actually add it even at the end. So like for now, you know what you can do is just make it like this, because Canva can be funky. Okay, so just like that. So then I need to go ahead and find, you know, my image that I'm going to use. So here I have two, I don't even know why, but I was just like, they kind of look cool, so I'm just going to keep them. So, but what you can do, and here's the cool part about Canva, which I just saw as I'm recording this video, every single image that they have on their stock, so the photos and then the elements, all of them are free, included in your membership. And the membership is like $12.95 a month, which is a steal because you don't have to use anything else. Because I used to pay $1 for premium images inside of Canva, and now we don't have to do that anymore. So that's an update starting April 6th. So anyways, so let's go ahead and choose the image that I'm going to use. And here's the cool part. I have folders, which I just organized, and I have everything right here, so I don't have to go through all of my uploads, which is like 1 million and some change. And I can just go into my photos, and I can go ahead and find the image that I want to use. Okay, so, and for this video, for this particular case, let's go ahead and use this one. This is like one of those images that I use a lot. It's a profile picture in every single social media of mine, and I'm going to go ahead and use the background remover. But you have to be pretty careful with this, because your image has to be clear, and I would recommend having one made in portrait mode, which this one was taken on iPhone 7 Plus with the portrait feature. And this does such a good job at cleaning up the background without me having to use Photoshop. So let's go ahead and take a look. That looks pretty smooth. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like shrink this a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and place it right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna like make it a little bit lower, and I'm also trying to position it the way that like it's gonna be visible on mobile. Obviously it's gonna be visible on the tablet. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, and then I'm also positioning the way, which I don't really have to do, so it looks good on the TV, just in case somebody decides to open my channel on the TV. So that looks pretty good. So then the next thing that I'm gonna use is I'm gonna go ahead and find my logo. Okay, so I'm gonna place it in the center, and since my background is gonna be white, okay, so we can even go ahead and try to see. Okay, so this looks pretty dang white, which we can always change that later. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose this logo right here, and this is about to take the whole freaking space. So let's see if we can. Yeah, Canva can be funky sometimes. So let's see if we can choose this one. So it definitely did change some things. So this happens perfectly fine. So you know what we're gonna do? We're about to go ahead and just like put in the text. So sometimes you have to add a whole another. Sometimes you have to just go in and create a super separate design and just copy and paste from one design to this one. So, and Canva right now like might be funky, so they could be doing some maintenance or something. So I'm just about to make this, and I'm gonna stretch it out a little bit more. So, and now we can go ahead and move this. I'm gonna move this all the way to the top, and I'm gonna place it to the center. So, and then I can. Canva is very, very funky right now, so this is going to be interesting. So we're going to put it like this, and then also, like I'm going to put, I like to put what I talk about, so people can expect what they're going to learn from my channel, and then I also like to put when I do videos, which right now it's actually every Tuesday and Friday, but sometimes I could alternate them, so I just have something generic, new videos every week, so people know what to expect from my channel, right? So I can go ahead and make this text. And I can even like switch it up, because like I'm actually going to be like, I just changed my color palette for my brand, so I can type in something like new videos. Actually we can put entrepreneurship, which is a really long word. Entrepreneurship, we can shrink this, so I can move this right here. I can duplicate it, which is another cool part. I can put coaching, and then I can also duplicate it and put, whoops, and we can put social media. So I really hope this is helpful so far. So we're gonna like move things around a little bit, just to kind of make them somewhat centered, which we may even like move this one. Okay, and then coaching, I'm going to try to place it in the center, which is right here. And then we can always move things a little bit like closer, but not too close, right? So like you still want to make sure that everything is very much readable. So we can keep it like this. I can always change the colors. I can make this, this bright color. I can make this yellow, and I can also make whoops, if this can work, and I can make this like a whole different color, right? So that's my current color palette. So we can also add another text, which is what we're about to do right now, and we can just go ahead and make this black. We're gonna make this way bigger, and I mean like way bigger. I can also make it all capital or uppercase letters, and then I'm gonna go ahead and keep this color the way it is. And then I'm going to place it again in the center. New videos weekly, or like every week. Let's see if we can like fit it in. So we're gonna do it like this. Okay, you see how you can see the line? So this is like centered right now. And then also what I like to do is I like to have a little like extra effect, which I would do on a lot of my images actually. And then you know what we're about to do? I'm gonna go ahead and move myself here, and I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger, or a lot bigger. So, and then I'm gonna make this highlights, which I really enjoy recently. So let's go ahead and like shrink it, and then we can make it longer. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and place it, and also see that it's not the best shape, so we're gonna go ahead and like move this. Okay, so then I can make it a little higher. You can move this to make it centered, and then there we go. So let's take a look at how this looks like so far. So we can go ahead and minimize this, and then you know what we're about to do. So let me, okay, so my face is definitely not visible by this thing, so sorry about that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take a look how this looks like. This does look a little bit bright, so what I can do is I can put a little black overlay onto this to give it like a better look, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, with that being said, let's go ahead and choose an element, and I'll show you what else I do as far as my banner. So over on the right, I always like to put my lead magnet because I feel like it's a really good place to place it, because I have the link right here, and obviously this is not going to be visible on mobile, like it's only visible on the desktop. So, and then on this area, I can either add something, I can add my Instagram account, I can add, you know, the place to connect with me, I can add some elements. So I personally like to use elements that are gradients. So you can just go ahead and do a search inside of elements, and then you can add something like this, and I can just add my colors. I can add, you know, this teal color, and I can add like a little yellow, or I can add this one, or purple. And yeah, I can just kind of play around with this. I can put it here, I can add another image, I can go ahead and add another similar one, which, let's go ahead and choose this one, and then I can also play around with the colors and then make it like yellow and make it super clean and all. And then I can position it backwards, obviously that's where I want it. And right here I can put another image, right? Or I can add like a little phone or something. But for the time being, let's go ahead and choose my social media content calendar, so I can place it over here. And obviously I want to make sure that the size fits. So like this one, I actually had to adjust it a couple of times just because I wanted to make sure that it's still visible and that the button doesn't really cover it up. And then I can add a little arrow to point people to this. And there's all kinds of different arrows, right? So like the ones that I like to use are kind of looking like this. So, and then I can make it my brand color, I can make it teal color, I can even make it black so it's actually visible. And then what I like to do, so we're gonna go ahead and flip it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and like switch it around to make sure that it does point to where we need it to point, right? Which is to the button. Okay, so far, let's go ahead and make this like this. And you know what we're about to do? We're about to, although this does look decent, but what we're gonna do is we can go ahead and add another element, which we're gonna call square. And then I can just like place it over, and I can make it black because for this particular design, this is likely going to be the best one looking. I'm going to go ahead and change the transparency, and I'm also going to position it backwards so it doesn't cover up all the elements that we have here. So like this. So now we have to just put it forward, and now this looks a lot better, right? So you can already see. And then what we can also do is I can change this color right here, and I can make it, for example, this color. Okay, so and then you just move everything, you make sure that everything is lined up, everything is perfect, everything looks the way you like it, and then boom, we just made a banner. All you have to do is you have to just go over, change it on your YouTube channel, and this is gonna look exactly how you want it. So far I shared with you how to create a YouTube channel art that is completely branded to you. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a like, give me a subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell sign down below to get notified when the next video goes live, which is going to be in the next couple of days. And check out these two videos right here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.